The last time I sat in this chair in front of this video camera, I was just wrapping up a long trip across Europe. And today, I'm getting ready to start yet another trip. And this is going to be a domestic trip, no international travel that I know of. And I'll get to that in just a moment. So anyway, today's Thursday, January 17th. And tomorrow morning at bright and early 4:30, I'm going to wake up and my neighbor Guy is going to be here to take me down to the airport, or I'm going to go down to San Francisco, get on a plane that's going to take me to Houston and ultimately over to Tampa Bay. And in Tampa Bay, there's going to be somebody really special waiting for me, and that's none other than my dad. Yes, my dad. I get to spend some more time with my dad, and he's going to be at the airport arriving about an hour before me. My brother Michael, who I don't know when the last time I saw Michael was. Michael is going to be waiting for my dad when he arrives, coming in from Cleveland, and then I'll be arriving shortly after my dad arrives. So it's going to be a great trip. Believe it or not, I bought a one-way ticket. And I bought a one-way ticket because I'm not really sure of my itinerary. This is going to kind of be business with pleasure. I'm meeting my dad tomorrow on Friday the 18th, and he and I are going to be together until February 4th, a total of 3 weekends, just over 2 weeks. And we worked it out that we're going to stay with my brother Michael and his wife and their 2 children, one of which I haven't met, his young son, who's 3.5, and then he has a small daughter. But we're going to be staying with my brother and his wife and children. We're going to stay with them the 3 consecutive weekends that we're in Florida, in the Tampa area. The first full week that we're there, my dad and I are going to head up and we're going to stay in this little resort. I think it's called Silver Springs or something like that. It's the Plantation Inn, just about an hour north of Tampa. And you can snorkel with manatees there, and my dad and I are just going to relax. I found a great deal, 4 nights for $280. So my dad and I are going to relax. We're going to play a little chess. Then we're going to go back down and spend the weekend at my brother Mike's. And then the following week, I'm a little bit uncertain as to the itinerary. I am going to be, I do have some clients down in that area. I have a client down in Miami. So I may take my dad over to Miami and visit Brian at the Transmission Doctor. He's in Tamarack, Florida, which is near Miami. I've played around with the idea of maybe going to the Kennedy Space Center with my dad. And then I have a client in Orlando, Florida Transmission Repair. And I have a good friend staying in Ocala, a good friend, former client, Phil Robbins. So Phil has been kind enough to extend an invitation to my dad and I if we want to stay at his place. So anyway, somewhere along the line we're going to do some other stuff. Like I want to go to the Everglades, and I guess it's open season on pythons right now. So I want to go to the Everglades, see if I can find myself a python, or at least, you know, maybe find somebody that caught a python. There's vultures. There's a big problem with vultures in the Everglades right now. They're coming onto people's parked cars and taking out all the rubber, like from the sunroofs and all of that type of stuff. So that's something that probably have to deal with. Anyway, when my dad leaves, he's leaving on Monday, February 4th, going back to Cleveland. And I'm going to get on a plane and I'm going to go up to Georgia. And I'm going to arrive in Atlanta. And the first night I'm anticipating spending with a client of mine. His name is Reese Blaylock, and he owns a transmission repair shop called Ship's Good Transmission. And from there I'm going to go up into Tennessee. I'm going to go to Kingsport, Tennessee. I'm going to see a former client of mine who's a good friend. He's Paul Moore. And I'll hang out with Paul for maybe a day or 2. And then it's down to Fayetteville. Down in Fayetteville is another client of mine, and that is Blake. And Blake and Lori, I'm going to spend a night with Blake and Lori. And I think we're going to go, Blake said that maybe we're going to go to the firing range. So we'll see who's a better shot, Blake or I, at the firing range. From there, it's down to see Pete and Jerry McCarter and the staff down at Atlas Transmission and in Sumter. They're in Sumter, South Carolina. And then from Sumter, I'm going down to the Savannah area, and I'm going to see Brad Young and his staff, in particular Michelle, who I've been talking to a lot over the last couple weeks, working with them on their website. So from there, you know, it's anybody's guess. That would put me somewhere around the 11th to about the 15th of February. And I really don't know where I'm going to go from there. Maybe like most times I'm traveling, I'll get homesick and get on a flight and come home. I've toyed with the idea of flying up to Cleveland. I've also toyed with the idea of going down to someplace warm and laying on the beach for a week or so. So anyway, I'm going to title this series of videos called A Road Trip, or The Road Trip, and or what I don't know. I'll call it something. Anyway, but I'm looking forward to bringing you along, and hope it's a great trip. Definitely the highlight of the trip is going to be spending time with my dad. Those of you that have watched my videos before, you know how wonderful of a dad I've got. I've got a wonderful mom too. I know she's watching this, and she'll be sure to hear me you know, sing her praises as well. So Mom, you're wonderful, and just as wonderful as Dad. And anyway, but the opportunity to spend time with my parents. You know, my parents are well into their 80s, and it's just, you know, I don't live close to them, so I get to see them maybe once a year or something like that. So anytime that I get to see my parents and spend time with my parents, particularly putting together a series of videos that I'll be able to watch for, you know, hopefully many more years to come. So I'm going to finish packing, and the next time I jump on the video camera, I'll probably be in Tampa or en route to Tampa.